Hi, I'm Esther Kirk. I'm a second-year Humanities student as well as a member of the cross-country and track team here at Morristown High School. Over a few years, I've become serious about running and the shoes I use when doing so. At the beginning of the school year, we were all asked to think of different things that we were passionate about and our hobbies. I kept coming back to two things, which were running and environmental causes. Last year in the academy, my project focused around running and cleaning up trash. I went on social media and used the help of my friends and teammates to collect 40-gallon bags of trash around Morristown. This year, I took a different route. It was combining two things that are still important to me, which are running and environmental causes. This year, I focused on a different type of trash, which is the trash that runners contribute to. Did you know the running industry produces 24.2 billion shoes a year? Yes, that is correct. The running shoe industry produces 24.2 billion pairs of shoes a year. Out of those shoes, the Nike Grant program collects 28.2 million shoes to recycle since 1990. Each year in the US, 300 million shoes are thrown into landfills and on an average take 30 to 40 years for just one pair to decompose. One of the highest consumers of these shoes are runners. Runners can only use shoes up to a certain amount of mileage, around 300 to 500 miles. This means they are constantly getting a new pair of shoes every couple of months. Some runners don't follow this, but pro athletes tend to follow this, and this is very important for them. In this project, I am focused on the end users, not the manufacturing or production of shoes. I am on the path to get runners to be conscious and reduce their environmental impact, and one way is recycling. What am I doing? As of now, I'm focusing on high school athletes because I am part of the team and those are the resources I have. I have been conducting interviews with my teammates, asking them simple questions such as, what do you do with your running shoes when you're done with them? Throughout the year in Humanities, I've learned how to ask questions that don't just get you a yes or no, and they give you effective feedback for the data you are looking for. I'm continuing to conduct interviews at track meets with runners, not just from Morristown High School, to get a larger scope of runners. These interviews are helping with further steps in my project. Now you might be wondering, what is the June test? Well, the June test is a further step in my project. I will be testing in June, where I'll be collecting shoes from the Morristown High School track team as well as members of the community. This will entail runners bringing in their shoes to collect, and I will be bringing them to a program called Nike Grind. The purpose of this test is to see how the Nike Grind program works and find out if it's easier for me to be the person in the middle to donate these shoes, or if it isn't. A little bit about the Nike Grind program. It is a program that collects used and worn sneakers, and they deconstruct these shoes and use materials for different projects such as tracks or even for playground tires. The shoes on the screen before were 3 different pairs of shoes I've had to use so far in this year. 2 of them were shoes I used during cross-country season, and another pair were spikes. I have also recently purchased spikes for my previous track season. So I have bought a total of 4 to 5 shoes just in the past of 8 months. Next steps in my project. The Environmental Club. I will be connecting with this organization to build partnerships and help with a future campaign. I am talking with the Environmental Club now, here at Morristown High School, to see if they're interested in helping making this a school-wide or district-wide event in the future. Fleet Feed. They are a running store in Morristown, and I'm working with some sort of partnership with them that would entail people buying shoes from them, and then in turn, they would be getting a connection to me for recycling. And the last aspect is social media. Social media is another way I will be promoting my project and actions. I'm trying to work with more Sussex Sports on Instagram to send out a flyer about the shoe recycling when I am ready to do so. Having courage has been a big part of my project and life this year. In Humanities, I have learned a great deal about myself and the environment through this project. Courage is something that I have improved greatly on, but am still managing to work out. At the beginning of the year, I would be very scared to try new things or to do anything because I was afraid of failing. This also took a toll on me in running because if I was scared I was going to lose the race, coming last, or even be injured, my brain would just automatically shut down and I wouldn't know what to do. I have learned that I need to do before I think of the repercussions, because if I don't do, then I'm not gonna succeed in my project or really in life. I have to know that failure is necessary to succeed. Empathy has been another big aspect of my life this year. I am a user of running shoes, so I'm also a user in this project. I have had to be empathetic to runners and the users of running shoes because I know not everyone does recycle and can recycle their shoes because of cost, efficiency, and availability. When coming up with survey questions, I had to keep in mind feelings and regardless of my thoughts about this project. During interviews with my teammates and fellow runners, I had to make sure I didn't sound like I was criticizing them for not knowing how to recycle running shoes, because I myself had just learned of this option. And last but not least, humility. Humility has been one of the biggest habits of mine I've used this year. My project last year also entailed environmental aspects as well as running. I was passionate, but I didn't think about our running shoes as another contributor to landfills and pollution. I've grown to accept that what I think I know is only a part of the more information that is out there. Know that there is more for me to discover, and this project is a good thing and not something I should be scared of. Thank you, everyone, for your time. If you have any sneakers you want to donate, please email me at estergkirk@gmail.com. I would love to take those sneakers off your hands for my project. Thank you.